Hey guys, happy Sunday. I hope you guys are doing well and still hanging in there. It is a great day today. Let's spend a couple of minutes, just a few minutes, diving into the Word and learning something new about God. So today we are going to look at the book of John. We are going to be reading chapter 14, verse 15 through 21. That is John chapter 14, verse 15 through 21. And what we're going to do today is I'm going to read the entire passage, and then I'm just going to point out a couple of things that I thought were really neat, maybe something you hadn't thought about before, and then we'll be done. And yeah, so let's dive right in. So this is John 14, 15 through 21. And it starts with the promise of the Holy Spirit. So let's just get right into this. If you love me, you will keep my commandments, and I will ask the Father, and he will give you another advocate to be with you forever. This is the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive because it neither sees him nor knows him. You know him because he abides with you, and he will be in you. I will not leave you orphaned. I am coming to you. In a little while the world will no longer see me, but you will see me. Because I live, you also will live. On that day you will know that I am in my Father, and you in me, and I in you. They who have commandments and keep them, they who have my commandments and keep them, are those who love me. And those who love me will be loved by my Father, and I will love them and reveal myself to them. Okay, there's a lot going on here in this passage, and so I kind of want to break it down just a little bit for you guys, because there are a couple of interesting things that I noticed in here. To start off, let's go back all the way to the very beginning, verse 15 and 16. I'm going to reread this, and then I'm going to point something out that's kind of cool. If you love me, you will keep my commandments, and I will ask the Father, and he will give you another advocate to be with you forever. Okay, stop here. Here we have the word advocate being used. In the Greek translation of this word, it can mean a lot of different things. You've got advocate, you've got counselor, you have helper, and you have comforter. So that's a lot of different things that this one word can mean. And so advocate here takes on that form of the comforter, the counselor, the helper, the healer, for us, for God's people. So what's interesting, though, about this is that it says, and I will ask the Father, and he will give you another advocate to be with you forever. So this is not the first advocate that we have received from God. That's the main point that's coming across here, at least for me. This is not our first advocate. Who is our first advocate? Jesus. Jesus is our first advocate and serves as our comforter, our healer, our helper. What was the other word I used? Our counselor. All those things fall under the category of Jesus. And now the Father, and I will ask the Father, and he will give you another advocate. We will receive another advocate here. And that is the Holy Spirit. Because immediately after this sentence, it says, this is the Spirit of truth. So we have the Father, and then we have the Son, and now we have the Holy Spirit. So what's cool about this part, at least to me, is that it says another advocate, which means that Jesus and the Holy Spirit fulfill the same roles, but in different ways, right? So Jesus fulfills the advocate role, the helper, the healer, the comforter, the counselor, all of these roles in the physical form. He came in the physical world, in physical form, to fulfill those roles for God's followers, for God's believers. So the other advocate, this next advocate that we're going to receive, is the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit fulfills these exact same roles. The same Greek term is used to describe the Holy Spirit as well as Jesus. So the Holy Spirit is coming to fulfill these exact same roles, but in the mental capacity, in the mental form, so to speak. Jesus came in the physical form. The Holy Spirit is the mental form. So we will receive that faith and that comfort and that healing mentally and in our hearts, which I think is really cool. So here it really shows another advocate. Those two little words really show that Jesus and the Holy Spirit are fulfilling the same roles, just in different ways, which is really neat to me. The rest of this passage, it can be a little overwhelming, but it's also extremely comforting. First, you have this part that says, I will not leave you orphaned. I am coming to you. Now, for you to understand that part and the rest of this text, you need to understand that this was before the crucifixion of Jesus, right? So Jesus is saying these things, and he is saying, I will not leave you orphaned, which means I will not leave you. Like, this is just a temporary thing, which of course the disciples still didn't understand, and the people still didn't understand. But I mean, who would back then? That's confusing. Like, I mean, come on. So that's why it says here, I will not leave you orphaned. I am coming to you. And then he follows that by saying, in a little while, the world will no longer see me, but you will see me. Because I live, you also will live. So again, we have that context of this is before the crucifixion of Jesus. And so that is why he's saying, in a little while, the world will not see me. And then finally, he closes all of this together beautifully. It says, on that day, you will know that I am in my Father, and you in me, and I in you. There's this beautiful relationship, this bond between the Father, the Son, and us now. That kind of triangle that takes place. That's really cool. There's a really, really beautiful bond there. And then it says, they who have my commandments and keep them are those who love me. And those who love me will be loved by my Father, and I will love them and reveal myself to them. So again, you have that triangle with the commandments as well. Just that inclusion of us, our souls, our mind, our spirits, all of us in this triangle with God and Jesus. It's just really cool to think about. So in the end, it is a little wordy, but I mean, it's the Bible, so all of it's wordy. But in the end, this passage is really neat because it shows us, first of all, that we have another advocate, which is our Holy Spirit, who acts and fulfills in the same roles and responsibilities that Jesus did, but in a different form, right? The mental form instead of the physical form. And then it says, again, we're just moving through the text here. That's the first part. Then the middle part says, I will not leave you orphaned. I will be coming back. This is not the end of me. This is not the end of our faith and our journey together. This is just temporary. I am coming to you. I mean, that's huge, right? Jesus saying that. I mean, come on. And then he closes this whole passage with this triangle type situation that involves us with Jesus and God. And that is just mind blowing. And I will just read that sentence one more time, just so you guys can kind of comprehend it a little bit better. On that day, you will know that I am in my Father, and you in me, and I in you. That just is really, really strong and bold. And so that is the passage for today. It is extremely encouraging. It's extremely comforting, at least for me, to know that I have been included in that circle, in that, I guess, triangle, whatever shape you want to refer to it. We are included in it, which is really, really neat. And then you just have this encouragement of, you know, we're not alone and we're not left alone. And that was temporary, and God is here and Jesus is here. And we have the Holy Spirit within us acting mentally, you know, and that it's really neat to think about. If you had not noticed that before, that key word, another advocate, I hope that this was a little enlightening. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's short and sweet and to the point, which I think is honestly the best that we can do right now. Everybody's on Zoom calls and meetings and school and stuff online all the time. So I think that any attention we can give to the Bible for just a little bit through video and through our virtual church or whatever, I mean, that's really all we can ask for at this point. And so I really appreciate you guys taking the time to hang out with me for a little bit and learn a little more about the Holy Spirit in the book of John. John does go into a lot of other context as far as the Holy Spirit is concerned. John is a big advocate, get it? Advocate for the Holy Spirit. And we can talk a little bit about that later. If anybody's interested, please let me know. Other than that, next Wednesday, the youth of Holy Innocents will be starting their live Bible study on the book of Matthew. I will also be pre-recording some of that devotion time to our YouTube page or our YouTube subscription or whatever. So if you are interested and you want to watch that, please feel free to log in with that and take a look. Other than that, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you enjoyed this little lesson, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.